Recently on Boatnotes, Ponyo had her new engine installed and for the first time we got an autopilot. After 3 long months and in between 2 winter storms we were finally able to sail off to Mallorca. But it was a rough passage. In the beginning we were all seasick. Things were flying around and sleeping, cooking and eating were a challenge.
Oh yeah! Cows! Chaos, Chaos. Was machst du denn, Mama?
Checking out where we will go in Palma.
Ah.
To get a shower. We all need one.
Leftover from yesterday.
Noodle wrap!
Little sandwich, pasta sandwich.
Tortellini mass.
You're lucky the Italians don't see you now. They just kick you out of the country. So Yari, Rick and I arrived in Marina La Lonja in La Palma, while Yannick was still back in England with family and friends. Well, that went smooth. After mooring like a pro, we treated ourselves to our first tapas because now, of course, we were in Spain. Pimientos padrones. After a very grey and rainy welcome, the next day Palma presented itself from its best and sunniest side. The island of Mallorca is extremely popular with German tourists, and much of its coast is peppered with not so pretty hotels. But the capital of Palma itself is really beautiful, and the mountainous island has a lot to offer nature-wise, which we wanted to check out over the next week. We're going to a bocadillo bar. Sandwich bar for eating the Spanish sandwiches. Bocadillos and sardines, macarones. You can see, or maybe not, but cappuccino here is €3.20. Not Italy anymore, where good cappuccino was €1. We have bad cappuccino which is €3. But the macarones are very good.
Looking for the nearest hospital for my broken rib.
That's right. A month before, Rick had fallen down the slippery steps inside the boat and he's been feeling a sharp pain ever since. And we figured he might have broken one of his ribs. And we have free Wi-Fi here. Fast free Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi here in Spain. And our marina, the Wi-Fi just doesn't work. It really doesn't work.
This is internet like home.
It's a public Wi-Fi spot. We're downloading maps and downloading weather and downloading
municipality
stuff. We found a doctor and it turned out that in fact Rick had broken a rib, but there was nothing he could do except rest. The marina is too expensive, so we're trying to find a spot to put the boat, preferably for free. But in Palma nothing's for free, so we're trying to look for an anchorage, and there's a very pretty anchorage actually here. The problem is there is no good spot to put the dinghy ashore. They're all very sharp rocks with waves and nothing to secure it, and it's not secure anyway, so we don't know yet where to put the dinghy, but we will figure something out.
Sitting on a bench waiting for the teco guacamole.
Since we had to stay in Palma a little longer anyway to pick up Yannick from the airport, we opted for the anchorage in front of the cathedral, which, additionally to not offering a safe spot to put the dinghy, was also very, very rolly. Oh no. The next day we rented a car and picked Yannick up from the airport, and we took the opportunity to drive around the island of Mallorca.
Hello.
And as you can tell, he was really thrilled to be back. First stop was the very picturesque mountain village of Deja, and even here a German real estate agent wasn't far away. Did he break it? Yang is hungry. These boys are always hungry. Always hungry. Tucked in the lush green mountains of central Mallorca, Deja is really beautiful, but also had a strange feel to it. We hardly saw any locals and most houses seemed to be shut down for winter. So not quite the authentic village life that we had hoped to see. I found a public spring fountain. And the boys are hungry and thirsty. So I'm trying to at least give them some water to make them shut up until we are in the next village where we can have some coffee. So we drove to pretty Soller at the north coast, and Soller was luckily less sleepy. But like the rest of Mallorca, a little bit expensive for our tastes. We just had pamboli. Delicious, typical bread sandwich thingy, but just one plate. And I have to eat secretly. We drove on and found some really stunning beaches. Unfortunately, it was winter and still too cold to swim. We are on the northeast coast of Mallorca. Rick decided this was a good moment for a geology lesson. He taught us about the development of dunes, and the boys were very enthusiastic. Hiking and climbing was definitely more to their taste. Unfortunately, we didn't only make good experiences in Mallorca. While we were parked at this mirador and admiring the spectacular view, someone stole all of the money out of the car, which apparently we hadn't locked properly. But at this point we had no idea.
It's cool.
Wow, cool, huh? We only noticed when in the evening we got back to the boat.
Aber ich frage mich, wofür so ein Fernseher?
Since the anchorage was just really too rolly, we decided to move the boat into an affordable marina around the west coast. Look at that sky! Pink and red and yellow, and now I'm thinking of the rainbow. So. Red and yellow and pink and green. Yeah, well, I think it means bad weather tomorrow. We're still waiting. We want to get out of here. Go to mainland Spain. And the pink clouds predicted right. We encountered very strong winds that night, and the next day we found a boat washed ashore.
I was not going to say anything, I was just hoping that her shoes weren't going to get wet. As you can see, the boat totally destroyed. Destroyed, totally. Okay, well, It's on land now. We just found a dinghy in the sand. We're just at the moment deciding if we should go out on the ocean now or later. I mean, it doesn't look dramatic from here, like the sea. The waves don't look that horrible, but believe me, they are. We're just getting ready to leave. We already have all our stuff on, ready to sail. And we just wanted to have a last look at the weather forecast. And the marina internet failed. Of course, just when we needed it failed. And now we have to wait till the internet, well, until the internet is back, so we can have a look at the weather forecast. He's trying to get the internet back on, trying to connect. We're already in our sailing stuff, and now we have to wait. Yeah, I might actually show you that. We actually have puke bags here. Here, just for the emergency. I think you can't really see it, but on this video, because it's horrible. But we all have these plasters, pads, that we don't get seasick. Let's see if they work.
So we left Mallorca in quite rough conditions and headed to the mainland.
If we don't do that many videos, don't be mad at us.
Oh. Ah! I got wet. Thank you. Woo! Yeah, I know. Me too. It was a 36-hour sail from Mallorca to Alicante, and except for the initial choppiness, it was a very pleasant passage.
They gave me shift. Everybody's sleeping. Somewhere over, I don't think there. Somewhere should be Ibiza. And now we're going to Alicante. That's over there. Somewhere there.
The main reason for our stop in Alicante was my old school friend Susanna, who I hadn't seen in about 20 years. Susanna lives there now with her Spanish fiancé and her sweet little daughter Julie, and she invited us to come over and see her. What a reunion! We spent a couple of great days hanging out and catching up.
Our food just came. I have no idea. Maybe I think Rika could like tell you what this is.
It's a little bit like paella, it's just arroz. This is the same thing, but not with rice, but with the small pasta. Susanna gave us an interesting and insightful tour of Alicante, and I decided to finally get my hair cut. It had gotten too long and too annoying, and it was always in the way. However, thank you, Susie, for a couple of amazing days. Tune in next time when we sail along the Spanish south coast and we have some very cool world schooling experiences. I have to leave the boat for a job back in Germany, and the boys are also very industrious.